What up, guys? My name is Dylan and I am the Plant City Picker. I just started this YouTube channel just a few days ago, and it was to talk about eBay and reselling and the whole market and the process and what it's like to do those types of things and how to organize it and how to put it together and all that. Now, I just want to start off with, I'm not an expert. I am the opposite of an expert. I am a beginner learning. So what made me interested in doing this video series, this vlog, is that I originally got into doing some reselling recently, and I've really started enjoying this process. But I didn't really know the ins and outs of everything. I didn't know if it was going to be worth it or if it was going to be valuable or anything like that. So what I did is I started going back into other YouTubers who are doing reselling, like NC Picker or Homeschooler Picker or Cincinnati Picker or Froggy Flips or a bunch of other people that I watch, and I kind of kept going back to their origin story to figure out, like, what is it that they did that made them so successful to now. And many of the videos that I've seen, at least, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe there's other videos that I can find, but I haven't found any that really start with like the origin, like start with like, all right, this is week one, this is what I'm doing, this is how much I've put into it, and this is what I'm getting out of it. Like a lot of these guys, at least that I've seen, and at least, is that they kind of started their YouTube after some success on eBay, and it kind of drives more traffic into their eBay store. So this vlog is more about you coming along the ride with me to figure out how I mess up so you don't mess up, so that you can be successful out of all my mess ups. That's kind of what it's all about. So for the past couple of days, I've been talking about my goals, my expectations, a little bit about my experience and my willingness to learn about it and all that sorts of stuff. So if you haven't seen those videos, go ahead, go back to the video I made before and see what it is that I'm expecting to see out of this whole thing. But today, what I really want to talk about is my setup. Like, what have I done in the past couple weeks to set this up? Where am I putting all this stuff? How am I packaging it? What am I photographing with? What am I doing? All these sorts of things. So that's what today's about. It's showing you literally like what 3 weeks looks like into this process, and where I'm at, like all that sorts of stuff. So let's just get into it. Let me show you what I got in the other room here and all my stuff that I have accumulated and how I photograph it and how I put it up and all that good stuff. So let's take a look. Okay, here we go. So this is my setup so far. I have a pretty basic setup. I just have this ring light that I have here. That's big, you can't see it obviously, but you can see my eyes. That ring light. So I have a ring light. It's very cheap, very inexpensive. Found it on Amazon for like 15 bucks on Amazon Prime Week. Super fast shipping, came in the next day. And the reason why I got a ring light is because the lights that I have in here are yellow, like gross yellow. And I'm gonna replace them. But I knew I was gonna need a ring light for one reason or another. Obviously, if I want to do vlogging, having this ring light would be helpful. So, got a ring light. It can also change different hues, so it can be a little bit more blue, a little bit more yellow, or in the middle, a little bit more natural light. So, this backdrop here, as I said, I've done a lot of photography in the past, so I actually have these backdrop tripods. So I got 2 of those, and then I had a long PVC piece already for other backdrops that I've owned. And then I had actually a lot of this scrap paper for drawing and stuff like that. I can't recall where I ended up getting it from, but I've used it for things over the past few years, forever. And I use this as a backdrop often because it's white and it's clean. And I guess in order to keep your listings towards the top of the eBay page, they prefer it to have a nice clean white backdrop. So that's why I use this. It's just set up on a desk right now. It's super simple. I just use the light that I have, and I use my cell phone to take all my pictures. I do have a really nice camera and stuff, but it uploads in a RAW format, and then I'll have to change it to JPEG. I just don't want to do that. I literally want to do things like right off the phone, right on the line, or right on the phone, and then airdrop it to my computer in JPEGs and high quality. And this phone that I have, it's nothing special. I think it's the like iPhone 11 XR, the larger screen, but overall it's a pretty basic phone. So it doesn't have like 3 cameras like the 13 does or anything. So this is my photography setup. This is how I photograph stuff. Super simple. I just try to make things look really clean and really nice. And since I have experience in that, it makes it really easy for me to do. So that is the photography setup that I have. Let me show you how I'm storing everything. Hopefully this will change soon, but in the meantime, let me show you. Okay, here we go. So this is how I'm storing stuff. Big totes. So tote. I got some other totes I've gotten from yard sales where they were like, hey, why don't you just keep the tote since you're leaving with all this stuff? Cool. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 totes and a little box back there. And then I've organized it all into different categories. So on the very bottom there are my shoes. I would like to put them on a racking unit so that they don't get squished, but that's what I got right now. They've all been cleaned. They've all been sanitized. They've all been sprayed with like a nice, I just use like a Febreze just to keep it nice and smelly and clean. And then I toss a couple of, what do they call it? Dryer sheets inside the shoes just to keep them smelling nice. So they're all nice and safe down there, and they're not really compact together, real tight. And it's a really tough Tupperware container. So it should do the trick. Above that, I believe I have some of my large clothes, like puffy jackets, sweatshirts, and stuff like that. They're all just nice and neatly folded and just placed in there on top of each other right now. Above that, I think there's a bunch of glassware in that one. And then on top of that, I have all kinds of Department 56 stuff in that top one. And I left it on top just because I'm gonna be photographing some more stuff today, putting that up on eBay, and I just wanted to keep it on top. It's such a pain in the butt. I want to change this process. It's such a pain in the butt. When I get a sale and I have to dig, say, a pair of shoes out, and taking all this stuff down and being careful, and then the whole room gets destroyed. And it was even worse when I was not organized, and I just kind of had things all in Tupperware containers everywhere. And whenever it was like, all right, you sold a pair of shoes, great, I have to dig through every single one to find them. So that's what I have right now. And I've organized them just the other day, make it a little bit easier. So I'd be like, shoes? Okay, it's in this tote. Oh yeah, I got DVDs in this case. Like I said a couple days ago, I bought a whole thing of DVDs for like $5 and I just scanned them all online. There's some small stuff inside Ziploc bags inside this small Tupperware container here. And I got like some sticks, CDs that were worth like $50 and they're signed with autographs. And I got some of my brass drawer pulls in there and a couple other little odds and ends. The Black & Decker toaster oven. The toaster oven I just left out. I don't want to put it in a box because it takes up too much room. I have a bunch of glassware in this lower tote here, and then I have plush on top of it so that everything stays nice and safe, so nothing happens. And I want to keep it as close to the bottom of the ground as I can. Then I have purses in this tote here, along with some bags, and then I have some boxed items on top, some like toys and stuff like that. Again, everything's nice and clean and organized. But as you can see, if you watch a lot of other YouTube videos of other people, you'll see like their entire house is engulfed with stuff everywhere. Homeschool picker. I mean, she's got racks like in every single room of her house. It's crazy, which is awesome for her because I'm sure she's selling all that stuff, but I just don't have that type of space. What I would really like to do is just line the walls inside of this room with just racks and then have, what are they called? Banker boxes to just kind of keep everything organized. But until I start generating more money, it's not really worth it for me to go out and spend $500 on Baker boxes, which they're only $30 for a big pack, but the racking units are what are expensive. You know, or even building them. I could build them, but same thing. It's just going to take time and money and energy, and I don't know where this is going quite yet. So that's what I would like to do, is get some better storage in here. But this is what it looks like. Just wanted to give you an idea of where I'm at with that. So you got photography, you got storage. So let me show you what else I have that I've started, and let me go from there. Give me a second. All right, packaging. I I don't have a whole lot. I don't really need a whole lot right now. Whenever I get packages in the mail now, Amazon Prime Day was like just a few days ago, so I just save all the boxes. Same thing with like these like little fluffy wraps, these poofy like air-filled wraps, stuff like that, random boxes that I get in. That's what I've been using for packaging. Sometimes I cut down boxes, sometimes I kind of Frankenstein boxes. I try to make them look as professional as possible and as clean as possible. The things that I use the most right now really are these envelopes, priority mail envelopes. And these priority mail envelopes are not the flat rate version, these are just priority mail. The other thing I use really often are the priority mail flat envelopes. I use those often, and I do have a lot of these, which are the priority mail flat rate boxes. So I have small, medium, and large. I don't really use the large ones very often. The medium ones I use from time to time. The shipping thing is challenging to kind of get my head wrapped around. Knowing the weight of something before I send it out, and making sure I weigh it properly and all that good stuff. It took some time to figure out. I think I got it. Pretty much anything underneath like 8 ounces is gonna be first class. Anything over 8 ounces to a pound, I'm gonna do priority. Anything over a pound is gonna be a little bit extra for some things, but basically after a pound or so, I normally just do it in a flat rate box. That ends up being the best way to do it. Shoes and stuff like that, they all fit in these priority mail envelopes. That makes it work really nice. I'm trying to figure out like whether or not distance and weight and stuff like that really should all just go into a flat rate box. I had somebody buy something from California the other day, and it cost just as much as the product to ship it to California. So I was thinking like, why don't I just put it in a flat rate box? I don't know. The flat rate box ended up being a little bit more than the value of the product, but it was almost as much as the priority mail. So I don't know. It's difficult to get that figured out. I don't want to bite the bullet because my margins are so small, and I don't want anybody mad that I overcharged on shipping because I didn't know what I was doing. But basically, I just pack it up as best as I can. One of the things that I like to do is I like to take dryer sheets and put them inside all the clothes just so they smell nice. And then I also like to spray down the items with like Febreze before they send out. I do wash all of my stuff before I send it out, or I clean it in some sort of way. Shoes, for example, I hand scrub all of those right now. I would like to get like an attachment for a drill or something to make it easier. I also would like to, I ordered some of those. There are things like this. They're like called poly bags. I just ordered some poly bags recently, and they actually have tacos all over it. I thought that was pretty cool. And those things are great for like DVDs and small items that can go in priority mail or in first class. And I can't wait for those to come in. Those are coming in on Friday. So somebody's got to order from me soon so that I can ship out with just a taco bag and I can have fun with it. Also, these guys, these are all free, by the way. These priority mailboxes, these are all free. All the flat rate ones are free. These are free. I have a few of these Priority Mail Express. Those are all free. So I just go down to the post office and I get all this stuff for free, pretty much. Now, when it comes to the lighter items or the first class items that go in your own box, that's what those plastic things are for. The plastic bags. They're like 8 inches by, they're about the same thing as one of those envelopes, like 8 by 10 or so. I see a lot of people use those. I picked some up. I bought a package at Walmart the other day for like a ridiculous amount. It was like $8 for 5 of them, but I needed one. So I just ordered 100 of them on Amazon for like $15. I try to package everything really nice and really clean, and I always put a note inside all my packages. It's just what I've been doing. I just write a little note that says Plant City Picker. You flip it over. It says, thank you for purchasing from my store. Please check me out. I can also be found at X, Y, and Z, and then hashtag find me on Instagram. And then at the bottom, I always write, please write feedback, because it's super important that we always get feedback on Amazon or eBay and all these other different platforms. That's what makes and generates your traffic, and it also gets you into higher platforms on eBay. So I always say, please write a review or write feedback, as they say on eBay. I need more like bubble wrap and stuff like that. I've kind of just been like Frankensteining things. And yeah, sure, it increases the weight a little bit, but I normally try to overweigh my items a little bit just so that I have a little room to work. Because the other day I sold a ceramic set and I said it was under a pound. And then when I went to weigh it, I realized it was like 15 ounces. And then I wrapped it in paper, and I wrapped it in bubble, and then I wrapped it in cardboard, and then I put it in a bag, or I put it in a box, and then it was like 1 pound, 7 ounces or so. So then I had to start cutting it back because I don't know why, but I already selected to get the QR code and the shipping information, and I had gone beyond the point of editing. I had already said it was shipped. I don't know why. That was for like OfferUp or something. So this is what I use for shipping. I have like a roll of tape, plastic, regular, clean, white tape. Once you kind of get up into the rankings at eBay and you pay for the $21 a month subscription, you actually get discounted or free quarterly shipping stuff through eBay. The tape, the boxes, foam, all that stuff. Right now, I'm at the very lowest platform of paying for eBay. I pay like $7 a month, and I do a month-to-month basis. There is a $4 a month that you can do for a whole year. But again, I've only done this for a month, so like, why jump into anything real quick? I'm gonna do this for a couple months, and then after that, if I'm making okay money, then I'll go up to the $21 payment services for all that extra stuff, and I'll start ordering these things. But for the time being, this is working fine. I always have a box to put stuff in. If a worst case scenario, I can just swing down to Walmart and pay a little extra and get a box there or something. But right now, this is good. I try to spend nothing on packaging because it cuts into the margins. So this is packaging. This is what I'm using. That's all I got for shipping. So we're gonna move on. Button work. I forgot to mention this when it comes to shipping. Obviously, you have to weigh all of your items. Sometimes it's just annoying to weigh things. I have to have a better setup. I gotta like photograph things, weigh it, and then add like a few ounces for packaging. But I just have a basic scale. Like this only goes up to 5 pounds. So I had a box of Atari games that I had just sold, and it was over that. So I had to put it on my regular like fat guy scale. So I had to like hold the box or stand on it first, weigh myself, zero it out, hold the box, do it again, and then just kind of figure it out that way. It ended up being like 6 pounds, so just a pound over what this can handle. Most of the items that I'm shipping so far are all like 2, 3, 4 pounds. They're not much. So this is helpful, super helpful. You need this in order to calculate your shipping costs effectively. Actually, the first thing that I sold on eBay, which was those crampons, I put the wrong weight in. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just like, yeah, I just want to sell these. I just gotta get them out of my house. So I put the wrong weight in. And when I did that, it actually charged me extra. So I made very little money. And then, I don't know, like I reprinted or something like that, or they printed a new one at the post office, and then they refunded me some of it. And then a few days later, they took more out. It was like, what? So yeah, that if you don't weigh it at home with all the packaging and stuff, that's what's gonna happen. So you're gonna need one of these bad boys. I literally got this at Goodwill the day after that situation happened, and I was like, oh, I guess I need a scale. So I was on my way on to Walmart to buy a scale, and I swung by Goodwill just to do some poking, and I found this, and I was like, Wow, that's really convenient. So the battery thing's on the back. You can even see the price tag still. I paid like $6 for it. And I think it was a purple day, so I think I only got it for $3. But this thing works fine. Maybe I'll get a better one later. Somebody told me to get one with like a stick out of the back and it has the number on it because it's tough to read or whatever. This is fine. This works just fine. So that's shipping and weighing stuff. Let me show you what else I got in my setup. Not a whole lot more, but let me show you what else. There's a button. Okay. I say okay like every single clip, I feel like. When I edit this, I'm gonna end up probably cutting out a bunch of those. Every time I press this little button, I'm like, okay, let's get started. Anyway, communication. How am I navigating, communicating on eBay with customers, with the platform and all that stuff? My number one way of using the platform so far is 99%, 98% with my phone. I've literally photographed, labeled, marked, priced, put all the descriptions and details in entirely on my phone. Just yesterday, I started using my laptop. It's much more in depth when you use your laptop or computer. You're gonna see, and you can see all of it on your phone too, but I feel like it's just a little bit easier to see all of your percentages and margins and status reports and all those things on the computer. On a phone, like you said, you can see it, but it's just like, you're kind of like, oh, I gotta look. So I had to use the laptop yesterday because I started looking up all this stuff, like how much have I sold? How much did I spend on my sales and stuff like that? So I had to use a laptop, obviously. But you can get away with just using a phone the whole time. I'm sure there are people out there who just use a phone. So that's the stuff that I'm using for communication, using for all my analytics and stuff like that. Just a phone and a laptop. Super simple. You could literally do this anywhere as long as you have internet. So that's communication. Let me see what else I got. I think I got most of my setup here, but let me just look around, see if there's anything else I've been using to make this process easier. So give me a second. Shipping labels. So shipping labels for eBay is super simple. You can go down to the post office and use a QR code. Now, a lot of these platforms, Mercari, eBay, I think OfferUp, all have QR codes. So as soon as you accept the shipping requirements, you just show the guy or the lady at the post office the QR code. They'll scan it, they'll print off a sticker for you, and they'll slap it on the box, bag, whatever it is. However, having a printer is helpful. I haven't used mine very much recently because I only have 2 or 3 packages a day, and it makes it easy just to go down and have all my ducks in a row and then just show them the QR code and they just scan. Super simple. But if you are getting up to many packages a day, it's just easier to just get your own printer. Somebody suggested a particular brand. I want to say like Rolex or something like that. No, that's a watch, but there was like roll something, and that brand actually shoots out really well when it comes to like stickers, and I guess it doesn't jam or anything. It's like $200 or $300, so it's a little out of my league right now. But that's definitely something that will make things a lot easier in the future, is getting one of those tools to print out all your shipping labels. If you don't want to, if you're working with a platform like Poshmark, for example, they want to use like their own, because they're special. They want to use their own shipping labels. It's annoying, Poshmark. Stop doing that. Get QR codes like everybody else. It's dumb. That's the only time where I have to print something off and then tape it down to the exterior of a box and then send it out. At first, when I first started, my printer, I didn't even have it set up. It was like in my pile of stuff. I never use it. I work as a school teacher. Anytime I see something printed, I just go down, I'm at the school, I print it there. But in regards to this, now, you know, like, let's get this printer up and running, especially with Poshmark. So, because it's summertime, I can't go into the school. I was going to Staples a couple times and I was paying like 20 cents for like a page. That's dumb. I'm not doing that anymore. So I just hooked up the printer the other day for a Poshmark order actually, and then printed out here. Of course, the ink is low because I haven't used it for a while. So that's gonna cost me like 25 bucks to get ink for this stupid thing. I'll probably find a printer at a yard sale soon that has fresh ink for way less. So I might just do that and get a new one. My wife actually hates this one because it's so old that the printer is starting to turn a little bit yellow and she doesn't like that. So we're gonna get another one. That is pretty much everything in the setup right now. I'm gonna take a double check and see if there's anything else that I'm missing, but I think that's pretty much it. All right, so again, with the all right or the okay at the beginning of the clip. I'm sorry, I don't do this. I'm normally used to doing repeat mode at school, where every period, kids come in and sit down and everybody sits down and I say, okay, let's get going here. So maybe that's it. I don't have anything else to show you. That's pretty much the whole setup. I changed this. I wanted to mention that I changed this and I've modified it so that I can actually hold clothing on it so that it has a nice flat surface for clothing. But that's pretty much it. Everything else just goes in the bottom. And I also wanted to mention, I had mentioned to you that I write a little note for every customer. At some point I'll probably end up printing these, but this is my little note. It just says Plant City Picker. On the back, I just write a little message. It says, thank you for buying from my whatever store. This one says Macari. Check back often because I go treasure hunting often. Find me on Instagram, eBay, offer up Poshmark, and please leave feedback. Super simple. I feel like it gives a little tiny touch. I will end up probably computer generating these and printing them out and making them look really nice. I probably will do one because I'm super special because I'm an art person. So I will probably watercolor these. This is actually on watercolor paper, which is really nice. It's a nice texture. It feels really nice. I'll probably watercolor these with like spots or something, like a batch of them on a big piece of paper, and then just go through and print every one, or maybe stamp them or something. I don't know, but it's gotta be a little more flashy. So, but they're literally scraps of watercolor paper that I use around the house. So you can see the corners cut off. But I had to take this out of a package because the package was literally it was not even a full ounce over, and I'm like cutting the corners of the box, trying to get it down to the 1 pound so it can stay in the first class so I don't have to bite the bullet. Shipping is challenging to figure out. It's not easy, I feel like. That's probably the most challenging part, is trying to figure out how to ship things on top of how much you're getting paid, all the fees and stuff like that. That's the other challenging part to figure out. But this is where I'm at. You have seen my stash, my goods, how I keep them clean and organized. You've seen how I photograph things. You've seen the tools that I use to print my shipping labels and pack them. You've seen what I use to weigh them, the type of technology I use to communicate, the type of technology I use to photograph, like my ring light, my phone, all those sorts of things. So that's pretty much my setup. I know it's super basic. When you look at other YouTubers or eBayers, I mean, they have like a whole room filled with like boxes. There are all these banker boxes that are individually labeled, and they and when you go on eBay, you can actually put in your own like SKU, I guess, which essentially tells you where it is. So if you have a box in your kitchen that you're selling stuff out of, you can write K, and if you have multiple boxes, you can say 1, 2, and 3. So in the SKU, you can put K2, and then you go to the kitchen, you know where the box is, you know where it is. Right now, I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 boxes all in one room. So it's not too tough. It's just like, oh, you ordered something, it's there. So not too difficult. that's pretty much all I got. That's my whole setup. I'm trying to make this video more informative, but there's really not much here. I'm gonna go yard sale tomorrow. It's Thursday. I'm gonna bring you guys along. Friday and Saturday, definitely yard sailing. There's a major yard sale on Saturday, multi-family, little community yard sale. Super stoked to go check it out. So the next video I put out may be a combination of all those yard sales throughout Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, because I don't have the time to do this all the time, to do the YouTubing thing. Trying to figure it out, trying to work it in, trying to come up with good content. But again, with the whole time situation, trying to figure out timing, how much time I'm gonna spend on this. I don't know, just going with it, working on it, okay? I didn't have a plan when I started this. Don't expect a plan. So this is what I'm doing. If you have any information, please let me know. Like on any of this stuff. If you want to link up, you live in Tampa, Lakeland, wherever, you want to link up, you do this for a living, get a hold of me. Hit me up on Instagram. I want to learn more about this. I want to make this more efficient. I want to make better sales. I want this hustle to generate good income for my family and I, so that we can pay things off. I mean, I got student loans. I wish those things would just disappear. You know, my wife's got car payments. I got, you know, we got windows in the house recently, all those sorts of things, you know, like trying to pay things off. So if anybody wants to link up, you hit me up and I'll be around. So anyway, this is the end of the video. Plant City Picker, check me out on Instagram. Smash, tickle, whatever, that little subscribe button and like button. It helps us out. I don't monetize, so I'm not making any money off these, but it just makes me feel like people are actually watching and they're really interested in me. So anyway, follow along, watch me screw up, watch me create a mess, watch me try to figure something out so you don't have to, and I don't know, check the other movie out that I'm making here soon. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.